which pronoun are we using? Je. And we said that aller is être. So we start our sentence off with je suis. Okay? So we start with je suis. Okay? First part, done. Second part, we know our verb. Our verb is aller. Okay? Now here's something else we need to learn. At the bottom of your, At the bottom of your page here you have ER, IR, UI, IT, IS. The majority of French verbs end with ER. Aller, manger, nager, monter. What other verbs do we have here? Rester, retourner, tomber, rentrer, arriver, monter. We have all. The first one is IR.
It's ER.
We're talking about ERs. The verb aller is an ER verb, right? So we're going to conjugate it. Sorry? You want me to splash some water in your face? Okay, so when we have ER verbs, which is the majority of French verbs, the majority of them are ER verbs. When we change it to the past, it becomes...
E with the... Is it an E with the...
With an accent. Accent aigu. It becomes with an accent. Okay? So we get je suis allé.
And if it's IR, it turns into it's spelling
An I.
Okay.
Okay? Now, one more thing we need to remember with that's it. It's done. That's your passé composé. But there's always, well, I'm not gonna, there's always exceptions. There's always an exception to an exception, an exception to an exception to an exception, because French is just a wonderful language. When we're using être, we need to always take into consideration who we're talking about. Not just when we're choosing our pronouns, but when we're conjugating the verb. Okay? So, if we're talking about a girl, which we are because je is I, and I'm a girl, we need to add an E or an S. An E if it's a girl, an S if it's plural. And then we add an E and an S if it's feminine plural. Okay? So, je suis allé. Do I add an E? I'm the one talking. Do I add an E? Yeah? That's for me. That way when you read this, you know that it's a girl talking. But if I were a boy and I was writing this, no E. Okay? Yes, you should write.
You said no E, you erased the S.
But it's just one person.
I put an E.
Oh.
I erased the E.
Can we just write the girl at E?
Yes, absolutely. If it's a girl, you add an E. If it's plural, which I'll show you, you add an S. If it's feminine and plural, you add an E and an S. These are ER verbs.
If feminine, plural.
If it's feminine, you...
I don't know where to write this.
If it's feminine, you add an E. If it's plural, you add an S. If it's feminine plural, you add an ES.